Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I'm not going to play this video, but I do want to talk about this. Basically, the thing that's going on in this video is, as you can see the title, I'm pretty sure you can infer what it's going to be about. Where in this society, by the way, this is 6 years ago, where in this society, people, number one, people, they don't take things seriously, and number two, they don't really have a proper comprehension on important matters in general. Like they are intellectually regressed compared to, which is ironic by the way, but they are intellectually regressed compared to 20 plus years ago. All right, and a contributing factor to that is AI, and the thing about AI is that when you have a device that does the work for you, then you get to the point where, okay, well, I don't need to do this. And we see this across the board in many different things. The first one being like cars, for example, because before people would walk, take animals there or whatever to get from one place to another, but because we have cars, oh well, I don't ever need to walk anywhere. I'm just gonna drive places and stuff like that. So then your legs don't become as strong. And then on top of that, okay, well, you used to need to know how to do math in order to do math, but now, just type it in, put it in a calculator. You don't even need to know all this stuff. You do need to know equations, of course, but aside from that, you're able to just comprehend, okay, well, I don't need to know how to add up, multiply, divide, all that stuff. All you do is type something into the calculator, and then there you have it. All right, and then even now, there are more, but I'm not gonna waste your time speaking on all that. But I do want to get into some of these things. Second Ezra chapter 14, verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And this is what's going on. The world is increasingly becoming weaker and weaker. People are becoming more and more reliant on technology, and they are not as capable compared to, as I said before, I don't know, 20 plus years ago, just as an example. I'm sure there's probably more, but this is just the main thing. The main thing is just that, as time has been going on, the next generation is getting weaker. The next generation is weaker. And then on top of that, everyone is becoming increasingly more evil. All right. Next, over here. Oh no, Slack it. Let me get this because this is important. But again,
that was the first stream.
I've shown this video a lot of times, but I think this is still a very, like, I don't know, the best way to say it is that this has been one of the most descriptive dreams, like one of the most, like, I don't know, it's like, I just feel like through the spirit that this dream is definitely means something and whatnot, rather than just, it's just a throwaway dream, stuff like that. Like, this is definitely spiritual, all right, especially with how it links up with biblical prophecy. All right, now basically what he said in the dream was, as people were going, as there was people going about in the thing, the men, the soldiers, they were all dying. They were dropping like flies. They didn't know what was going on, but they were just incompetent and incapable of handling the situation. And as a result of that, they were again, as it's before, like there's nothing else to say. They were just dying. All right, like that's the fact of the matter. The cold hard reality of it is that, you know, people were suffering as a result of it. Anyway, continuing on. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And this is the thing where, you know, there's sedition among men. There's people that are saying, I'm gonna go up, run in another person's house, steal their stuff, take whatever they think, because I don't have enough for me, so I'm just gonna go and do whatever. Or I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that, or whatever, I need this, or I'm gonna die. And when these people don't have anything to lose because they're going to die, or if they don't do anything, then of course they're going to say, okay, well, the alternative is fight to live and steal from someone, or let myself just starve to death and whatnot. And you know, most people are going to go and fight. All right, now next, Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 33, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And the thing here is that a lot of the men are just going to die. That's basically what this signifies. And let's actually further read in the next verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right, so the thing here is that the wars, the up and coming wars, and we see that DJT is trying to start a war right now. As a matter of fact, I think he started a war. I think we are officially let me see, hold on, are we officially at war, Iran, as of March? All right, so there's no formal declaration, but yes, technically, we are at war. That's basically what it's saying. So yeah, basically, when in these up and coming wars, these people, the draft, the men are going to die, and you know that's the thing. Like the leftovers, all right, they're going to be going around doing whatever they want. Okay, especially with the freaking cops. You know, I always wondered, how does that thing with cops work? But anyway, that's not important. But as a matter of fact, let me actually just set our cops exempt from military. Okay, so no, they're not exempt. I thought. Wait, they are generally not automatically exempt from military draft, but are often considered for deferment or exemptions because their role is deemed crucial for maintaining public safety. So technically, no, they are not automatically exempt, but the thing is that because they already have some form of training, apparently, they kind of what's the word? They kind of you would expect that. Okay, well, they have some training, they have some knowledge on, you know, military stuff, so you would want them as part of the military. But at the same time, they say, okay, well, if we take away the police, then there's going to be less people that's going to maintain society and stuff like that. So people are going to go batshit crazy and whatnot. So as a result of that, yeah, it makes sense that they're not technically exempt, but they are not the first waves of conscriptions. Not exempt, but yeah. Anyway, continuing on. As I said before, with the war, you know, a lot of the men are going to die. All right, and as a result of that, you know, this is going to be a major thing. I forgot where the heck. Okay, so here. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And we also get this, Sirach chapter 10 verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So the first thing here is when we hear about these wars, we know, oh yeah, call YAHAWAH, that we're just that much closer to deliverance. That's what we want. We want to be delivered. We want the Lord to get us, to finally get us out of here. All right. Now, with that being said, yes, we want the Lord to finally get us out of here, but we also want over here a wise king ruling over us, because the fact of the matter is that Esau, being the evil leader that he is the one, because they were saying, I don't know if you heard, they were basically saying that, this was way back in the I forgot what it was, the election thing with Kamala and DJT. They were basically saying if Kamala gets elected, we're going to go into a war, but yet DJT won the election apparently, and then he's starting a war. People were saying that he's not going to start a war, he's going to end the war. He was even saying that he's not going to start a war, he's going to end the war. And then look at what's going on right now. All right, there's a war going on with Iran. So yes, we are literally at war, and we have this terrible leader that's going to destroy his people. All right, and Yahawadah, it only expands. It takes all the freaking people along with them. All right, it takes this world, because we want, as we read in Jeremiah chapter 10 verse. Did I accidentally just close the thing out? Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. What happens is that we are watching the prophecy, and we want, Yahawadah is saying this is the end, and these are the signs of the end. And as a matter of fact, let's get that, and then we'll close out. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's the thing here, where we are watching these signs. We're measuring the time of the end. We're measuring how long until the end. Obviously not by an exact metric, but we're measuring by approximation that, okay, well, we see that Yahawadah said after the MOTB, then that's when we're gonna get out of here and whatnot. But and we're watching to see all these different things. So when all these things come to pass, when everything is off the checklist, then okay, call Yahawadah, we're out of here. All right. So as a result of that, I just thought this was going back. This was something to be happy about with the war. But we're still waiting that, okay, well, are they going to implement the draft? They're going to do this, they're going to do that and whatnot, and add on a whole bunch of other different stuff, as well as the fact that this society is, it's fucked, okay? Like there's nothing else to say, but it's fucked, because the people are absolutely not capable of like harsh war. All right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, SHAMAIWAN, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, and Baba Ball, and Shalom.